Okay, what brings you to the convention today? What do you do for full time? How much do you make a year at your profession? Tell me a little bit more about your style today. For a booth like this today, how much did you have to spend? Do you have anything to say to the world for people that find themselves to be a little bit odd? What is your relationship with your finances? All right, guys, welcome to one of the oddest convention in the United States. And you may be asking, what the heck is this guy doing here? Well, I'm here to ask people about what they do for a living and how much they make, and we'll see if there is anything else. So follow along.
Well, my name's Lillian Louvai. I'm 25.
What brings you to this convention?
I like weird shit. This kind of feels like my crowd, my kind of people.
And you just bought something. We just saw you.
Did. I
did
collect
you buy?
tiny vintage bottles. Vintage iodine poison bottle. So it's going to go on my trinket shelf with all of my other poison bottles and vintage perfume bottles.
If I may ask you, what do you do for a living?
I am a dental assistant.
How much do you make a year right now as a dental assistant?
This is actually my first couple months as a dental assistant, so I haven't gotten to tax season yet, so no clue. But before that, I was working at Target and I was making around like $40,000 a year.
What is your relationship with your finances?
Me and my finances are not friends.
Do you have a lot of debt?
Not a lot of debt, thankfully. I cleared that out, but I feel like having a number in a bank gives me less dopamine than having things surrounding me.
Wow, okay. Did you budget before coming here today?
I got paid yesterday, and that is my budget.
What is your name and how old are you?
My name is Jericho, and I am 29.
Okay, what brings you to the convention today?
I'm actually a vendor here. I'm vending with Petrichor's Blessing, which is one of the smaller shops.
I see. Do you do this full time?
I work in warehouses full time.
I see. How much would you say you make on your full-time job?
I make about 60,000.
60,000 a year? Yeah, that's pretty good. How much would you say you're going to be able to make off this exercise today?
We usually try to make around $12,000 for this weekend. Yeah.
Whoa, $12,000. That's pretty crazy.
We do metaphysical supplies. That's like herb bundles, spells, pendulums, necklaces, things like that.
And there is that. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. It was awesome.
My name is Navis Maricona de la Verga, and I'm 29 years old.
What is your profession?
Well, when I'm not doing this and spreading joy, I am a teacher.
How much does that provide you per year?
Right now, nothing. I'm a student teacher.
Do you have some debt?
Actually, not quite. Well, apart from student loans, no.
Wow, okay, that's great to hear. Well, hey. You guys want to be as well? I think it would be fun to have the whole group.
My name is Sister Mercer Kit, and I am 56 years old.
What do you do for full time?
I am unemployed. I just returned from the Peace Corps from being overseas for a year, so I'm in transition.
So right now, what is going to be your life? Unemployed? What are you going to do in the soon future?
We're looking for a job.
What is your relationship with your finances?
Well, I have none, so that's pretty easy, you know?
My name is Nemesis, and I am 31 years old, and I use they, them pronouns.
Do you do this full time?
No, not full-time, just part-time.
What do you do for your full time?
I actually quit my job when I moved up here, but I used to work in construction.
What made you take the leap to say, I'm done with this, now let's go for this route?
The pay wasn't as good.
How much were you making at the time?
A little over twice minimum wage.
Wow. And like with a business like this, for example, are you like a partner, an investor into this?
So I am the owner and the founder.
Where do you source all of this? Do you do it yourself?
The majority of the products, about 70% of the products are handmade by me. The rest of it is sourced from different businesses that do fair trade sourcing. So we try to really vet our vendors and make sure we're giving quality products.
How much do you think you're going to be able to make out of this business this year?
I'm hoping to break over the 25K mark, and that's as a part-time business. If it was full-time, I couldn't give you a number yet.
I am 31, I think, and my name is Beth. This is my dear friend Thomas.
How much did you spend on Thomas?
I think he was only 100, which is pretty low for amount, yeah.
Wow. What do you do full-time?
I am a bar manager.
How much do you make a year at your profession?
80, 90,000 a year probably.
How much have you spent so far?
400.
What else did you buy?
I have a couple wet specimens in the bag here. I have a puppy and then a fetal pig.
A real baby pig?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is your relationship with your finances?
I probably spend more than I should, but that's why you make the money, right? So you can buy the things.
Do you have a lot of debt?
I mean, I do have student loans like everybody else in this country.
But no credit card debt.
No, not really, no.
Well, that's the way to do it. Okay, nice. And that's it. Thank you so much. It's amazing.
My name is Brandon, or Dr. B. Zirk, and I am, how old am I now? 38.
38 years old, and you're the owner of the business here that you're representing?
Yes, I am. Me and my wife developed this called Mad Tatters about 12 years ago, I think. So, yeah.
How did you take the loop 12 years ago to go into this full time?
There was only one route for me, and it was to make art and figure out how to make a living from that. Like, if you're going to do this, you got to be a little bit crazy, and you just got to believe in yourself and go for it.
And did it take you a lot of time to be profitable launching this business?
I'd say for the first 8 years was very much a struggle and making no money.
What was the pivoting event that were like, all right, now we actually are making it?
It was this show that really turned things around for us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Someone offered me a little paper mash. I don't know how you say that. Do you have employees in your business?
Yes. So I use independent contractors. Usually it's family or friends, but I still treat them like I would any other employee. I believe in profit sharing. It's a very socialist kind of setup where we all make the same wages. And if there is profit to share, then we share it. We all invest back in the business. They get all the tips, and I treat them to all of their food and drinks and everything for the entire day, and they make more than minimum wage.
And you're still able to make a profit out of this for you, though?
Yes, absolutely. About 30%.
During this two-day event, how much do you think you're going to be able to sell, or what is the target?
So our target per day is between 4,000 and 7,000.
Wow. And if I may ask you, a stand like this, how much does that cost you for the running 2 days?
1,500 to 2,000 for overhead.
You seem very knowledgeable on your financial situation. Like, you know what's going on with your finances in your business. That's awesome.
I don't have any financial backers, so it's all me. So I had to learn how to budget it and how to calculate everything so that I wouldn't sink myself in the process.
So first, I would like to ask you your name and your age.
I'm D, I'm 32.
Meg, I'm 36.
Cole, 32.
All right, what do you guys do for a living?
I'm in IT.
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity as well.
Wow, okay, and what brings you guys here to the convention?
Looking for weird stuff, anything that can entertain.
How much do you guys do at your full-time positions?
130,000.
206.
120.
Do you feel like being odd has been positive for you in the workplace?
I think sometimes it makes you stand out a bit more, but also like tech and security doesn't really bat an eye too much at it.
Also, being a little bit odd encourages you to like be really competent to make up for it, so people can't exactly take exception to how you look.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, I appreciate it.
Spencer Thomas, I'm 35.
Here you are selling very interesting artifacts. Do you do this full-time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when have you started doing this?
When I stopped doing drugs,
How long ago was that?
a little over 8 years,
What drugs were you doing?
I was shooting methamphetamines and heroin.
Whoa, and then what brought you to this profession?
It's kind of a funny story. My sister was a wedding planner in Hawaii. She threw her own wedding at my parents' house in the country, and she used antlers as decor. And I just did a year treatment program, and I got out, and I was twiddling my thumbs, and my mom's like, well, why don't you start making something out of these antlers? And this is like 8 years later.
How has the convention been playing out for you so far?
This show's badass, bro. There's nothing like it.
Like, out of a day like this, how much would you be able to make?
Today, I probably did like 12,600.
Wow, I see. And you do this all around the country? You follow
I just set a record in Salt Lake City. In 2 days, I did 23,500. But see, that's gross sales. So that's before my expenses, my cost of product, my traveling, my hotels, my rental cars. It adds up.
What is the most expensive item that you have for sale today?
Probably that tall African gemsbuck.
How much are you selling it for?
Started at 600, but like I'll go to 5.
How much time did it take you to do it?
Not that long. I use laser machines, and it's done in like probably like 35 minutes.
What about your work-life balance?
Right now in October, I'm working 7 days a week, like 8 to 12 hours a day.
So you're gonna gross what, 50,000 this month?
I've already grossed like 36 this month.
So you're making $500,000 a year?
No, I don't know if this is just the crazy month.
What would you say to an entrepreneur, to a young person that's not really sure about their business yet and that launched themselves in it?
I've learned way more from all my failures than my successes, and I just kept going even though I failed so many times. It's been a long journey, man. I had a brain injury, a TBI, when I was 19. I was like homeless in San Francisco. It's been a long journey. Just keep going, dude. Just don't give up.
Good. It's as perfect as it comes. Thank you so much,
bro.
mate. Here we are with someone pretty atypical. What is your name and age? Well, I guess shit hit the fan, so we'll continue.
I'm Destiny, 22 years old.
Are you planning on spending quite a bit of money here today?
Not really. I come in here pretty smart, budget, get some certain plans going around.
That's the way to do it, guys, because here, don't forget, this is a non-necessary spend, so make sure that you budget your way, and you did budget. Do you have any personal finance recommendations on things that you've experienced yourself?
Take your time. Don't worry about it. You're not going to miss anything, so FOMO doesn't really mean much. Just enjoy what you can and what you got.
Appreciate your time. Nice to meet you. Have you had to take any type of debt for you to launch this business?
Absolutely. I think that most of the American economy actually revolves around debt, considering that wages right now are actually worse than they were during the Great Depression. Most people are only able to buy food right now because they have credit cards or loans.
Do you have credit card debt?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. With no shame, because that's the only way that I can work for myself. You have to take out loans to start a business. It's the only way to do it.
And you're giving yourself a specific amount of time for you to resolve all of this, or?
Yes, most businesses either fail within the first 3 years or turn a profit. So I expect to be making net profit for the year within 3 years, but I'm hoping to cut that down to a year and a half.
If you had to say how much have you invested into this venture so far to standing up to the point that it's today, how much would you say you've spent?
Between $6,000 and $10,000.
To start a business?
Yes.
You've not invested tens of thousands of dollars of risk. For the most part, it's been...
A lot of that cost is getting cut because I do all the graphic design, I do all of the web, I do all of the social, I do all of the content creation. I make almost everything, so I'm not paying people to make things elsewhere. It's made in my dad's house, so I have free rent. Thanks, Dad. I'm really thankful for his support because I don't have someone to bankroll me. I don't have a rich granddaddy or anyone who left me money,
What is a measurement for you of success?
If I'm happy and if my employees are happy and if my customers are happy. Right now, I am counting pennies, but it's worth it because I'm happy and so are the people around me.
I am Dakota, or Funeral Ghoul. I'm 24.
And you're coming here at the convention with your business. Is it something that you do full-time?
I try to do it full-time. I'm working on being a tattoo artist right now.
And you pretty much focus on kind of those darker vibes. What is your story?
Basically, I grew up reading scary stories to tell in the dark, and it kind of just stuck in my brain and started like rotting in there for a while. So it's kind of just been my whole thing.
Did you have a number that you were thinking you could be making for the next 2 days of the convention, or you're just kind of trying your shot?
I kind of wanted to be somewhere around 2,000. That's kind of like my expectation. So if I go over that, that's awesome.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. It was awesome speaking with you, mate. Some people, they walk their dogs, and some other, they have very interesting pets, I guess. Something to note. Here we are with...
Destry.
Destry, how old are you?
I'm 20.
What did you just purchase?
I just got this little cute kitten.
What was the thought process behind buying a kitten in a jar?
I just think that they're really adorable. I love stuff like this.
How much did this cost you?
$100. I also bought a rabbit earlier as well.
Wow. No debt?
No.
Wow, no credit card debt?
Nope.
Okay, and do you think you're going to buy anything else at this convention today?
Probably.
What are you looking to buy?
Probably more wet specimens.
My name is Odd Corey, and I'm 34 years young.
What brings you to this convention?
I am here to do 6 shows.
What type of show do you do?
I do a magic-infused comedy stunt show for all, of which you will see stage illusions, sword swallowing, knife juggling, and all kinds of other crazy dangerous stuff.
Is that what you do for full time?
That is what I do full time.
And how long have you been doing this for?
Somewhere between 10 and 15 years.
How much would you get paid, for example, for a performance here during the 2 days show?
Contractually, I can't speak about my rates for this specific show, but anywhere from $800 to several $1,000s, you're going to get the full show. Certainly, anytime you're a full-time artist or entertainer, you don't have a 401k, no one's giving you health benefits. It can be feast or famine. Like when the pandemic happened, there was zero work for me.
What did you do at the time?
I sat in my trailer and collected checks from the government.
Let's go! Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Nice to meet
Thank you for opening up too. Can you guys tell us your name and your age, please?
I'm Jacob. I'm 24.
I'm Sav, and I'm 26.
What do you guys do for work?
I'm in the Army.
And I am a mental health therapist.
If I may ask you, how much do you make of the Army per year?
Average around 60. Yeah.
I don't know what I make annually because it depends on how many clients I see a week, but right now, hourly, I make $45 an hour.
What is your guys' relationship with your finances in general?
It was rough for a little bit just because we got married last year and moving finances over and everything. It was a little rough, but it's getting a lot better.
We're in that mid-20s level where we're still figuring out budgeting and those sort of things, and we're both settling into our careers.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That was perfect. Nemesis, could you please show us the most expensive item in your collection today?
So I make occult rosaries, which is an alternative to the traditional Catholic rosary. This is a chaos magic rosary, and these usually run between $90 and $130.
Very nice. What is on your stand the most profitable item that you have?
I think it would probably be the bottled herbs. The herbs themselves are not super expensive to get, organic or fair trade. The only time that's really invested in it is doing the actual bottle decoration. So I'd say that we probably have about a 45% profit on this instead of the 30% that I normally shoot for.
How much are you selling those for?
$5 a piece, and they are our top seller.
Yeah, you pretty much do volume on this.
Yes, exactly.
My name is Michael. I'm 29.
What do you do full time?
I work as a metrologist, so I'm a calibration technician.
What brings you here to this convention?
I like weird stuff.
I see. Did you buy anything?
I bought a taxidermied snake.
Oh, okay. All right. So you bought a taxidermy snake. How much was this purchase?
$420 with tax.
Wow. Have you budgeted for it before coming to the show or no?
I somewhat budgeted. I didn't expect to make a big purchase, but it was worth it.
And let me ask you, at your full-time job, how much do you make a year?
Probably around 75 to 80.
You don't have debt?
I do a little bit, but it's manageable.
No credit card debt?
No.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you so much. I appreciate for your time, and thank you for showing us this as well. What is your name and your age?
My name is Andrea Holka. I'm currently 23. I'll be 24 in 2 weeks.
Very nice. Okay, and you're the owner of?
Silverwing Designs.
Okay, what do you specialize in?
I do various forms of taxidermy, including insect taxidermy and traditional taxidermy as well.
And are you doing this full time?
Currently, yes. Last year, I spent about half the year doing seasonal work as a driver from DIA up into the mountains. But I've been doing the butterflies for 11, going on 12 years now, and all of the rest of the taxidermy stuff, like the wet specimens, for 6, going on 7 years.
How much are you able to make per year?
This is my first year doing this as full time. I started off really poorly because I had no idea what I was doing. So far, I believe on card payments alone, I've just about cleared $50K in the span of 10 months now.
Wow, and what type of hurdles would you say you had through building that business?
So with this, I started like part-time as a hobbyist last year. This year, I signed up for more shows thinking I was going to have a partner for these, and they up and bailed on me first thing this year. So I went from having a support system to being entirely on my own.
And for example, in the 2-day event of this weekend, how much do you think you're going to be able to make?
$5,100. That's today alone. I have not counted the cash yet today. But there's, as I said, a ton of work that goes into this, and there are a good number of costs associated. To get here, I drove 27 straight hours from Denver through 10 hours of snowstorm in Wyoming, and now I have to replace a serpentine belt in my car. So a lot of things to factor in, but of course, it's all worth it in the end.
How do you keep your motivation up with all those struggles? And
honestly, it's to prove those people who didn't have faith in me wrong. I had even my own family said I was nuts for attempting to do this, especially as a full-time living. Every day that I make it doing what I love it's perfect.
Have you had to incur any type of debt with starting this business, or it's been all saving?
Put aside a lot of the money that I earned and kind of saved it up, put it towards the business. I did use a credit card to help increase my credit while doing this, try and build my credit score so it looks better. But with that, a lot of it's been savings, and since I've been doing these for so long, I've had plenty of time to accrue stock and also connections.
Do you have any recommendations for young entrepreneurs that, you are in this industry, but it is applicable to any other business that start by themselves on their own and are trying to make it today?
Never give up. And honestly, I'd also say kill them with kindness. You can start small. As long as you keep at it, the sky's the limit.
Very nice. Thank you so much. It was awesome to meet with you. I appreciate it.
Oh, my name is Genevieve, and I'm 21 years old.
Did you buy him because you were a fan of Guardian of the Galaxy or something?
Oh, I just love raccoons, and I've seen videos of people having pets as raccoons. My boyfriend doesn't let me have a raccoon as a pet, so this is the closest thing I could get.
You would if you could?
Definitely I would.
How much did you spend for him?
With taxes, it's $480.
And what do you do for a living?
I actually am a full-time student at the University of Washington here in the Seattle campus. As a part-time job, I work with a photo booth company, so I drive up and down the Pacific Northwest doing bar mitzvahs, weddings, corporate events, anything and everything that would require a photo.
May I ask you, how much do you make of this job as a photographer?
Around $25 an hour. I knew this event was coming up, so I definitely saved up for it.
Do you have any other items of this nature at home?
I have a taxidermied skunk skin. I have a couple rabbit skins.
Do you have a large amount of debt?
Not at the moment. And I only say that because I have a full ride at the University of Washington, so I didn't have to do student loans, but I plan on becoming an attorney, so I will have debt coming up.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Tell me a little bit more about your style today.
Well, I was inspired by inky cap mushrooms because I really like them and I think they're cool.
What do you want to do in life?
I want to major in sociology and work with nonprofit organizations in working to end poverty.
Wow, okay, that's awesome. Do you have any recommendations for young individuals that may want to be like you and kind of go at it?
Have faith in yourself. I think that big corporations really knock down people and say, you're not worth what you're worth. But people go out there and they buy Jordans and they buy Gucci and they buy all these other things. They save up for it, so don't undersell yourself. If you're going to work for yourself, treat yourself well and take care of the other people that work for you as well, because we need to take care of each other better.
So my name is Chelsea and I'm 31 and this is my business, the Crystal Chronicles Company.
Okay, Chelsea, do you do this full time?
I do, but I do it on the side. I'm a mom of 3, so I'm very busy.
Out of your art, how much would you say you make per year doing this?
I would say the conventions are where I make the most amount of money. I would expect to make about $5,000.
What was the process behind starting this venture? Did it click right away, or was this a pretty lengthy process?
For me, it was a mental health process. I started with just foraging and going out in the forest to try to calm myself and just do something that didn't have a lot of pressure. And I started finding mushrooms, rocks, bones, all the things that I loved. And so I decided to just start making art with it.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. So could you please tell me your name and your age?
Hello, I'm Moira. I'm 21.
Hi, I'm Thomas and I'm 26.
All right, what do you guys do for a living?
Mostly modeling.
I'm a groundskeeper.
What did you guys buy?
Beaver skull and a raccoon baculum.
Ooh, let's see. Hold on, I'm intrigued now. Beaver, $25 for the beaver here. Not too bad of a purchase, I guess. How much do you guys make per year?
It's not consistent enough to give you a number. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Minimum wage.
How is your relationship with your finances?
We do a budgeting book every once in a while just to make sure that we're on top of it in order to save money before certain events come up.
So not too much debt?
No real debt. I'm too paranoid to go into debt.
Okay, well guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. It was awesome.
I'm Stacy. I'm 33.
All right, Stacy, what do you do for a living?
I'm a product manager.
Okay, have you made any purchase today?
Oh yeah.
What have you bought?
This one I felt like was an inner representation of my own self.
A product manager, how much do you make per year?
I would say around 100,000. I bought a house.
But not too much bad debt, like credit card debt and so on?
Oh no.
Wow, people at this convention, they are mint. Before coming to this convention, did you think about budgeting anything, or you were just kind of pulling it off?
I mean, I don't really worry about my finances too much. I would say more recently, maybe a bit more because of the inflation and the economy is crap.
Yeah, that's fair. Would you have anything to say for people that find themselves to be a little bit odd in this world?
What everyone else says, be who you want to be. You're going to find your crowd and your people eventually. You're not totally alone in the world.
Ooh, being odd is wonderful. Nothing in this life is serious. It's all silly. So just be happy, enjoy what you like, and you will always find a community of other oddballs to support you.
Yeah, embrace it. Everyone is odd. We're all a piece of art, and you will find your tribe.
Odd, it's beautiful.
Follow your weird. Be what you want to be. Do how you want to do it. Live by your own code of conduct and be good to people.
Keep being odd, the world has no control over your happiness, and mine will be as odd as possible if it makes you happy, right?
It's very cliche, but believe in yourself, even when others don't. There are so many weirdos out there that love odd stuff, and I am here to prove it.
Hey guys, also let us know what you think about this type of content. You know, we are kind of trying different concepts, looking at the stories behind the finances and just a number. This convention has been excellent for us, and we found people to be actually mostly in a very good financial position with very little credit card debt, which was great to hear. We also saw about different entrepreneurs and the different kind of atypical lifestyle that those individuals are playing. Even if you're different or you're odd, you have a story, you have a place here and finances, and we like to hear that. Until then, we see you guys next time. À bientôt.